Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a live market data Discord feed, and you can get creative with this. You can create a crap ton of different feeds for all different kind of use cases, and this is the direction that the markets are heading. So I'm going to show you how you can utilize this. This Discord that you're looking at on the screen here is called API Land, and it will be open to the public. I'm going to be I'll link this in the description below, the link to this Discord, so you can come in and utilize these feeds and see how it works. Or if you're a developer and you've been trying to figure out how to make your own stock market feeds, hopefully this video will help. So I'm going to go to the terminal or my program real quick, and I already have some code written here. Basically, you're going to need to utilize some public API endpoints with real-time data. In this example, I'm going to be using the WEBULL API mixed with the Polygon real-time streaming market data. And by the way, if anyone wants to sign up for Polygon services, make sure that if you do, when you're checking out, use the coupon code FUDSTOP, FUDSTOP, to get a discount on the services. Working closely with Polygon, and they have extended that offer to anybody that watches the channel or anybody that wants to use this data that has access to that coupon code. So basically what I'm going to be doing here is just setting up a couple of feeds. And I'm going to create one. It's going to be called Earnings Today. So the feed is going to post tickers with earnings today. And to do this, I've set up the Polygon API client here, and I've created a handling function for the messages, and I've created a data fetching function for the data. Now, how we can do this? I'm going to go ahead and erase this real quick. So we're going to be using WEBULL in this example. So I've made a custom-made WEBULL SDK, which allows you to interact with the API endpoints a lot easier. So to initialize this, all I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's do ticker and ticker ID symbol equals await WEBULL dot fetch ticker ID. The reason I have to fetch the ticker ID first is because WEBULL's system, the way it works, is it's actually not by symbol name, but by symbol ticker ID, which is unique for every symbol. And in order to get the ticker ID needed to pull the data, you have to actually use their search query to find the ticker ID to symbol pair, which this is what the SDK is for. This is already doing all that for me. All I have to do is type in the symbol that is being returned by the Polygon API. So as the stream is running, all of these trades are going to come in. I'm going to print message just so you can see what it looks like without organizing any of the data. So once I run the file, let's see, what am I subscribed to here? I'm subscribed to trades, all trades. And then these are the real-time trades coming in that are occurring right now for the stock market in after hours. So not much you can do with this data from the start. But from here, what I can do, since I have this new function now, is I can get the data I need. So different APIs around the web are going to contain different data attributes that you can utilize. So in this case, we want earnings. So I'm going to do stock data equals await WEBULL dot get stock data. And then we're going to pass in the ticker that we receive, or the ticker ID that we got from our first function. So ticker ID, that's going to give us the data we need for WEBULL. So I've also made this SDK dot notatable, meaning if I just type stock data dot, these are all the different metrics that I have accessible to me for this particular endpoint. So anything from average 10-day volume to estimated earnings, 50 high, 50 low, total shares, total outstanding shares, the close, high, low, open for the day of the stock, the name of the stock, the exchange it was traded on, the vibration ratio, which is basically the stock's volatility, the symbol name, the volume, and that's basically it. So in this example, we want earnings. So what I'm going to do is stock data dot last earnings. I'm going to define this as next underscore ER equals stock data dot last earnings. And then I've went ahead and defined a today string as well. So I can do an easy if statement just like this. If next ER is not none and next ER equals today's string, this is when you bring in the Discord. So I'm going to click over to the Discord. I'm going to create a channel called Earnings Today in the API land Discord. Then I'm going to edit the channel. I'm going to go to the integrations. I'm going to create a webhook. I'm going to name it Earnings Today. I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to copy this webhook URL, and I'm going to paste it in here. Now, we define the webhook by doing this. Earnings hook, or I'm just going to do Earnings Today. Now let's do Earnings hook equals async Discord webhook. This is the library that I like to use for Discord stuff as far as webhooks are concerned. So that's all you have to do for the webhook. Just define it with async Discord webhook and then the URL. Then I'm going to do an earnings embed. Earnings embed equals Discord embed, and then title equals f-string this out. And we're going to do symbol has earnings today. And then description equals symbol has earnings that will be reported today. And then from here, I am going to add some fields and give it some additional data. So the additional data, we're gonna do let's do the 50-week high or 52-week high. Let's do the 52-week low. We're gonna do the open, high, low, and close. So low, and then stock data dot high, and then we're going to do stock data dot underlying price, or WEBULL underlying price, which is the close. So the close is going to be the last recorded price. So this will be the current price. Now all we have to do is define them. So 50 high equals 50 low equals open equals close equals low equals high equals, and then we already had the close. Okay, so this data here, now we can start building an embed. So earnings embed dot add embed field. Name for this one is going to be day stats, and then the value is going to be those attributes. So for the open, I'm going to do open. For the let's do the high. Let's do the current. That's going to be the, what did I define that as? Close. And then we'll do the low as the low. So we're going to get the earnings data, earnings embed dot add embed field. And this one's going to be called 52s, value 50 high, and then 50 low. And then what else can we add in here? Let's do the volume as well. Volume equals stock data dot volume. And we'll also do the average 3-day or average 10-day volume equals stock data dot average 10-day volume. So from here, I can add this stuff in now by making another embed field. Name equals volume stats, value equals today volume is volume, and then average 10-day volume is average 10-day volume. And then we're going to format this to make it look a little bit nicer. And to do that, we're just going to float this like that, float this like that. And then I'm going to format the volume with commas to make it a little bit easier to read. And then lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the volume analysis for this ticker. And to do that, I bring in another function called volume analysis equals await WEBULL dot get volume analysis data. And I'm going to pass in ticker ID. And then from here, same concept, I can use dot notation. So by vol equals volume analysis dot by volume. Cell vol equals volume analysis dot cell volume. Neut volume equals volume analysis dot neutral volume. And then total We already have that one, so we don't need it. So basically, we have the 3 different types of volume defined now. So we can add one last field here for this example. Name is volume analysis. Value is by volume. Neutral volume. And then sell or sell volume. And I'm going to do the same formatting here for the volume by putting a colon and a comma at the end of all of these attribute names. And then I'm going to wrap these in floats. Float volume analysis by volume, float neutral or sell volume, and then float neutral volume. So this should be everything I need to run this script, and then it's going to send any of the tickers that have earnings today into that channel with the data that we've added. So last thing we have to do is we have to say earnings hook dot add embed. We're going to add the embed to the message, which we defined as earnings embed. And then we're going to do earnings hook dot execute. And since this is an asynchronous webhook, we're going to have to await the earnings hook dot execute. And then we're good to go. So remember, the trades coming in before was all of this noise, right? Lots and lots of stuff you can do with it, but you have to do a little bit of work. So from here, I'm going to run the script, and it's going to start printing out. Actually, hold on one second. I need to account for this having no value, because when you start the webhook, it's going to register as none. So I have to handle this, except, what was it, type error, continue. And I'm going to refresh this, and hopefully we get it to run. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and erase the print statement that we had before, and I'm going to just print out the symbol name and then the next ER, and I'm just going to print that out. And then once we get a match, like if you see today's date show up, then we should have messages in the Discord. So now we're seeing the tickers come through with the next earnings dates. So how about this? To determine if a webhook is going to send, I'm going to add a print statement. Print f-string webhook has been sent to Discord. Refresh this, and we'll wait until we see that message pop up on our terminal, and then I'll go look in Discord and we'll see if the message is sent. Oh, look, webhook has been sent to Discord. And there you have it. So now we've just built an earnings today feed in about, 5 to 10 minutes? Now, granted, most of the pre-work was done to organize all this data, but you can only improve upon this from here. So let's say I wanted to do this. I'll duplicate this channel, and I'll say let's do buy heavy. This feed is going to post tickers with at least 80% of the volume being by volume for the day. We have all the data necessary to do this. And to set this feed up, all we have to do, come back to our script. We're going to make another if statement. If by volume is greater than or equal to the total volume, which I do need to define the total volume. Total vol equals float volume analysis dot total. So if by volume is greater than or equal to total volume times 0.80, then I want to do the same thing. I'm going to just basically copy this whole embed. You can make functions for this as well. I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to rename this to buy hook, and then this is going to be buy hook embed, and then I'm going to replace this with the buy hook embed, just like that. And this should work very, very similarly to the one we've already set up. And then buy hook add embed, and then await buy hook.execute. So this should have 2 feeds now sending to Discord. This one's only going to post if the total volume times 0.8 or 80% of the total volume is by volume. And we can also add in a color. Let me do the ChatGPT for the hex color. Hex for green. Lime green, why not? So we're going to put this lime green color into the embed color. Color equals that hex code. And then actually I'm going to bring in another function from the Polygon API so we can get a image of the logo of the company as well. Let me see if I have that saved. I should. Do I have that defined? Yeah, SDK logo. No, I haven't added the logo yet to the script, but I can go and just get it real quick. Get Polygon logo. Which is right here. And then I'm going to just carry this over to this script like this. I'm going to import AIO HTTP, and then I'm going to import polykey2, which I will be changing at the end of this video. And then I also need to import unquote, which is another package for the AIO HTTP library. And we should be good here. I'm going to refresh this, and I'm going to add into the embed earnings embed.add or set thumbnail, and then that's going to be await get Polygon logo, and then we're just going to pass in the symbol, and I'm going to add this to both of these embeds right here. Byhook embed dot set thumbnail. Okay, then I'm going to refresh this, and now we have 2 Discord feeds set up in the Discord: buy heavy and earnings today. And look at all these. I mean, this feed has hit multiple times. We get lots of data with it, and this is just a small demonstration. You can add a plethora of data to this, and our script is running just fine. Webhook has been sent, so it's very rapidly scanning through all of these different tickers coming in. Because keep in mind, at the same time, the Polygon WebSocket is also running in the background. So I mean, this is the way that I feel like you will get ahead in markets, is if you learn to work with and understand data just like this, like just with a few data metrics, we were able to build, there's the symbol, we were able to build real-time feeds utilizing the WEBULL API and the Polygon streaming WebSocket to get an earnings feed that will constantly post earnings that are reporting today, as well as a buy heavy feed, which we have not had anything hit on that yet. This will be a little bit rarer to hit, but it will hit nonetheless whenever those conditions are met. And if I wanted to add an additional feed, I can do it very easily. I can just copy this whole thing like this, and I can do the same thing for sell volume. If sell volume is greater than or equal to 80% of the total volume, then I'm going to call this sell hook. I'm going to change the buy hook embed to sell hook embed. And then I'm going to sell hook add embed, sell hook execute. And it's going to work the same, except it's going to return things that have been sold heavily today. And to do that, I'm just going to get the text for red is going to be this one right here. And I'm going to put that in the color, and then I'll refresh this, and voila, now we have 3 feeds to Discord. And we did this in a relatively short amount of time. And I'll just duplicate this channel, sell heavy, and then I will add in another webhook, and I'm going to call it sell heavy. And then I'm going to refresh it, and we'll see if we get any hits before I shut this video off. I don't want to take too much of your time, but just want to show you that it's very, very simple to work with this stuff, and you can build a lot of innovative techniques to find conditionals in markets and have them come to you automatically. Boom, there we go. I didn't change the title of the thing, but you can see here that the sell volume today was 71,842, and the buy volume was 3, neutral volume was 7, so this meets those criteria checks, and we have our first hit for heavy sell, which was TSLY. So obviously I would need to change the title. Symbol has heavy outflow, and this one is symbol has heavy inflow. Refresh it, and it's going to actually appear to be correct on the embed. But you get what I'm saying. Pretty cool stuff. I would highly recommend anyone that wants to learn this stuff to start working with it. Again, there's several services out there that offer this real-time data. Polygon is the one that I personally use for my Discord group, and I would recommend this service to anybody. And I'm actually working closely with them, which is amazing because I can get anybody a discount with this data. Just utilize the coupon code FUDSTOP at the polygon.io website. I'll link this Discord link in the description below. And I hope you found this useful. Have a good one. Kids are getting loud.